right, hello everybody, and welcome to the gaming news update here, and welcome to our special here as we're going to finally take a look at all the nominees for this year's Game Awards for 2023. Which, of course, the Game Awards itself will be taking place on Thursday, the 7th of December. So we're only roughly three or so weeks away. So we're not too far off from the Game Awards happening. It's not far off from you being transmitted live. It's going to be live at the Peacock Theater in LA, in Los Angeles, California. Obviously, the definitive home of the Game Awards, and it's going to be their 10th anniversary of the Game Awards this year. So obviously, there's bound to be a lot of reveals planned for this Game Awards, considering considering the fact it's the 10th anniversary. There's going to be a lot of talk about so yeah, they already promised there's going to be a lot of new games to be revealed on the night, of course. So we'll get to discuss that, and I'll hope to do a reaction video of the entire event this December. So be sure to look out for that. But in the meantime, however, we do have the nominees for all the categories. We're going to go through some of the categories. Obviously, I'm not going to bother with the esports stuff because obviously I'm not really experienced when it comes to the esports scenery, so I can't really tell you that. And I might also skip the whole content creator of the year because I mean, obviously, that's that's for those who are, who want to support any, because most of the people in that category I don't really recognize. So this will be an opportunity for those who do recognize those people to vote for them, and well, vote for your chosen favorite. That is. So yeah, we're gonna basically take a look at. Yeah, I think we're gonna start with the most anticipated game award for 2023, or should I say, the most anticipated game for 2024? Because this award essentially is voting for. It's basically a chance for us to vote for what game we're looking forward to, pretty much. So the nominees for the most anticipated game award this year are Final Fantasy Rebirth, Hades 2, like a Dragon Infinite Wrath, Star Wars Outlaws, and Tianka 8. Which, funny thing is, Star Wars Outlaws, we don't really have a proper release date because we did have a release date previously, which was going to be around March, but unfortunately it's delayed. So we don't really know what the release date's going to be for this new Star Wars game. So we can't really be sure if it's going to be in 2024. It could be in 2025 for all we know. So yeah, but yeah, these are all the nominees, and I think Final Fantasy is probably going to end up winning it because obviously a lot of people are looking forward to Rebirth. Because I mean, Final Fantasy VII Part Two Rebirth is going to get a lot of hype heading into its release in February. So yeah, I fully expect this game to get a lot of hype heading to its release within February, the end of Feb 2024. So yeah, but you never know. Star Wars Outlaws might win the award, even though it's going to be difficult because we don't have a proper release date for this game yet. So, yeah, that's the only problem with Star Wars Outlaws is that it's good. It's up for an award. It just sucks that we don't have a release date for it. So that is the most anticipated games, and then we have the best adaptation, which is looking at films based on video games, and we've got Castlevania and Yucha, which I've never seen. This is essentially an anime style program that was made by Netflix. And then we have Sony Pictures, who made the Gran Turismo movie. They also were responsible for the HBO Last of Us series as well. Then we have Nintendo with Universal Pictures, with Super Mario Bros. The movie. And then, of course, Twisted Metal with PlayStation working with Peacock for the Twisted Metal TV series. I would say The Last of Us is probably likely to win this, considering how popular it was when it came out. The hype surrounding the TV series of The Last of Us was just second to none, really. I mean, The Last of Us series just blew proportion. It was a very popular, and it was very successful at the start of the year. So I have very high expectations for The Last of Us to potentially win this. But then again, Super Mario Bros. Was also got a lot of love. So did Twisted Metal. But I feel like The Last of Us is going to win anyway because it was a popular movie, a popular TV series in terms of video game um, TV content for this year. The Last of Us was dominating the viewing figures a lot this year. And then we're going to look at the best multiplayer award for this year, which are obviously multiplayer games. And they include Baldur's Gate 3, that's had a lot of love this year. Diablo 4 from Blizzard, of course. Party Animals, this came out not too long ago. Street Fighter 6 and Super Mario Bros. Wonder. Hmm. I feel like it's going to be a battle between Diablo and Baldur's Gate, but I feel like Baldur's Gate's going to end up winning this because I mean they're a very successful studio right now. They've had a lot of hype since Baldur's Gate 3's release, so I'm not going to be too surprised. To be honest, I almost expect them to win this because of how successful Baldur's Gate has been this year, and because the game's just been dominating the gaming scene for most of the year, well, half of the year already. It's only a matter of time till Baldur's Gate gets recognized as the best multiplayer game on the market. So, I mean, as much as Diablo wants to beat Baldur's Gate, I feel like Baldur's Gate's going to end up winning this. That's just my opinion. And then we have Best Sports and Racing Game Award. The nominees for this one is, of course, EA Sports FIFA 24, which is their new football game. Then we have EA's FIFA 23, for Motorsports, Hot Wheels Unleashed 2, Turbocharge, and of course the Crew, the Crew Motorfest from Ubisoft. Which I have to say, the Crew Motorfest was actually quite fun when I tried out the beta earlier this year. It was actually quite a fun game actually, and I'm actually considering picking it up, considering how much fun it was. And then of course, I mean, I've seen a lot of praise for Formula for F1 2023 this year as well. There's been a lot of praise for this game, especially with one of the UK charities, BBC Children in Need, recently did a gaming stream last week, and they they actually managed to get a free item made for F1 2023, which made that game very, very popular for a lot of racers. So you never know. Formula One 2023 could win this, you know. But then again, Crew Motorfest tends to, mind you, Xbox's for Motorsports is probably going to end up winning because of how popular Xbox is, because Xbox studios tend to do really good when it comes to their Forza games. So yeah, I feel like Xbox will probably end up winning, even though Ubisoft, I wouldn't mind seeing Ubisoft win with Crew Motorfest because of how good that game was when I played it. And then I don't know, F1 2023 could potentially win, but I feel like Team Xbox is going to end up winning this regardless of how good the other games are. And then we have Best Sim and Strategy Game, which obviously for those who are interested, obviously you have Advance War and 1 and 2 Reboot, Camp City, Skyline 2, campaign Company of Heroes 3, Fire Emblem Enrage, and Impulgum 4. These are the nominees for the best sim and strategy games. And then you have the best family games that are on the market in terms of awards. We have Disney's Isolation Island, Party Animals, Bianca Force, Sonic Superstars, and of course, Super Mario Bros. Wonders. So these are all the nominees for the best family game. I don't know. I feel like Sonic Superstars could win this, but then again, it wouldn't be surprising if Nintendo ends up winning. So we'll have to wait and see how it all goes for this category. And then we have the best fighting game on the market in terms of awards. We have God of Rock, Mortal Kombat 1, Nickelodeon All Stars Brawl 2, Pocket Bravery, and Street Fighter 6. I feel like Mortal Kombat 1 is probably going to end up winning this, considering it's Warner Brothers and considering the studio that's making it have a lot of passion with Mortal Kombat. I feel like they have potential to win the award for Mortal Kombat because of how popular Mortal Kombat is as a brand. in the fighting game scene. So yeah, wouldn't surprise me if it's Mortal Kombat. But then again, Capcom with Street Fighter has had a lot of love this year as well, so there is a potential there for Capcom to win. So we'll have to see. And then we have the best RPG, which is obviously Baldur's Gate is up for Baldur's Gate 3 is up for the award. Final Fantasy 16, Lies of Peace, Sea of Stars, and of course Bethesda's Starfield. Now, wouldn't it be interesting if Starfield ends up winning this? I know a lot of people are going to say no, we don't want to see Starfield win because not many people are very keen on Starfield. But then again, Starfield has had a good somewhat of a good reception since its release. It has been sort of been lighted upon its release, so there is a potential for Bethesda to possibly win, but I feel like Baldur's Gate is probably the odds-on favorite to win. But then again, Final Fantasy 16 is also popular, and so is Lies of P. That's been getting a lot of popularity. So you've got these other two that could also potentially beat Baldur's Gate 3 for the best RPG of 2023. So we'll have to see how it all unfolds during the awards. And then we have the best action and adventure, where we have Alan Wake 2, Marvel Spider-Man 2, Resident Evil 4, Star Wars Jedi Survivor, and Legend of Zelda: The Tears of the Kingdom from Nintendo. I really want it to be Marvel Spider-Man 2 because obviously Spider-Man games are incredible with Sony. I mean, if you haven't played the Spider-Man games, you haven't played the PlayStation, you're going to absolutely love the graphics and that they've been showing of Spider-Man 2 has been absolutely incredible, and I'm really looking forward to getting my hands on this game and playing the whole campaign and everything. I feel like Spider-Man 2 is going to be oh man, it's already getting a lot of hype already since its release, and it's been said to be really great. Alan Wake 2's got a lot of popularity recently because a lot of people are saying how much they love this game. And then Legend of Zelda has also had a lot of love on Nintendo this year. So there is a potential there for Zelda to potentially win this. But I don't know, maybe Resident Evil 4 might come out of the park on this one. But yeah, I feel like it's going to be between Marvel Spider-Man 2, Alan Wake 2, and potentially Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom for best action and adventure. So these could be the three favorites heading into the best action and adventure. And then, of course, the best action game award for this year. Nominees for this year include Armored Core 4, we have Dead Islands 2, Ghost Runner 2, Hi-Fi Rush, and Remedy 2, which a lot of people actually love this game from Gearsbox, which, I mean, yeah, you have to let me know in the comment section below if this game has been considered one of your best action games this year, or whether you prefer Dead Islands 2, or maybe even Armored Core, because Armored Core's had a lot of love since its release. I mean, a lot of people love From Software games, so there is potential for Armored Core to win because of the From Software brand that's had a lot of love this year. But then again, Hi-Fi Rush has also had some love from Tangle Gameworks, which are under the Bethesda Softworks publishing company, of course. So there is a potential there that this game could potentially surprise us and win. But yeah, I mean, Armored Core 4 seems the more likely to me. But then again, Remedy 2 and yeah, Armored Core 4 and Remedy 2 are probably the favorites for the best action game this year. And then we have the best VR and AR. This is for all the VR guys out there. We have Gran Turismo 7, Horizon Call for the Mountain, Humanity, Resident Evil Village VR mode, and then Snap Power, which is another VR release that came out this year. I feel like it's probably going to go to the Horizon VR game, Call of the Mountain, considering that got a lot of praise on VR2 this year. But then, yeah, so maybe this one, maybe Humanity, that's had a bit of love. But I feel like this one would win the most because Horizon's a big brand when it comes to gaming because obviously everybody knows that brand. If you're a PlayStation player, you'll recognize that brand instantly because of how successful Horizon's been with Horizon Zero Dawn and Forbidden West. So yeah, maybe a Horizon win here for VR wouldn't be too bad for Sony. Then we have the best mobile game award for this year, which I know mobile games are not really my cup of tea, but um, in terms of the awards nominees, we have Final Fantasy Ever Crisis, we have Hello Kitty Islands Adventures, we have Honkai Star Rail, Monster Hunter Now, and of course Terra Neo, which is the Netflix mobile game that came out this year. So yeah, I mean, these are the nominees for those who want to vote for the best mobile game if that really interests you. And then we have the best debut indie game for 2023. So these are all the indie titles that some of the popular indie titles or some of the newer indie titles that came into the scene this year. We have Kokon, Dread, Pizza Tower, Verban, and Viewfinder, which I feel like Viewfinder is going to end up winning because a lot of people like this game when it came out on PlayStation, and I believe it came out on Xbox and PC this year. So this game's had quite a bit of love since its release. So maybe this one, maybe Kogon, maybe because Kogon's had some love as well since its release. So yeah, let me know what you think deserves the best indie game award for 2023. I feel like Viewfinder's probably going to take it because of the game's had some love, quite a bit of love this year since its release. And then, of course, we have the best independent game. We have Kokon, Dave and the Driver, Dreaded, Sea of Stars, and Viewfinder. I feel like Viewfinder's probably going to win this, but then again, Sea of Stars would be a potential winner here. So, yeah, these are the nominees for best independent game for 2023. And now we come to the best community support. Oh boy, this is going to be interesting. All right, so this one's been sponsored by Discord, of course, this award. So we have the nominees are Baldur's Gate 3, Cyberpunk 2077, Destiny 2, Final Fantasy 16, and No Man's Sky. Well, let's I'm gonna put it simply for everyone who looks at this and wonders, who should I pick? Well, considering the way that considering all the stuff that's been going on at Bungie this year, and considering the not so great publicity that Bungie had throughout this year, I think it's pretty easy to say that Destiny 2 is probably not going to be considered an odds-on favorite heading into this in terms of winning this category because they've lost a lot of community support this year, especially community. And also, it would look bad if Destiny won because if Destiny wins, they've got no community managers to pick up the award because they fired the community managers recently. So I just think it's a bad look if Destiny wins. So that's why I'm very confident in believing that Destiny 2 is probably not going to win the award this year, because considering the fact that it just makes, considering all the controversy that Bungie's has been involved with this year, I just don't see. It would basically give me a bad taste in my mouth just to see Bungie win this after all the controversy that this company's been involved with in 2023 and all the bad stuff and all the shady stuff that's been coming out about this company has made me sort of like not want to sort of want to see them rather sort themselves out rather than win an award for their bad habits, which I think is the way I'm looking at this. So the favorites I'm in terms of the games that I believe are more likely to win are probably Baldur's Gate 3, Cyberpunk 2077, Final Fantasy 16, and No Man's Sky, which by the way, No Man's Sky has beaten Destiny nearly every year when it comes to this category. So No Man's Sky has a good track record when it comes to best community support wins compared to Destiny. So when you look at that history, you start to wonder, does Destiny really have a chance against games like No Man's Sky, Final Fantasy 16, Cyberpunk, and even Baldur's Gate? That Baldur's Gate, by the way, considered to be probably, well, the developers have been more transparent than Bungie has been this year. They've been more supportive of their community than Bungie has for the most part this year. And more importantly, they just, they get a good reception compared to Bungie that gets a bad reception when something goes wrong. So, yeah, I just feel like Baldur's Gate is probably going to end up winning this, either that or No Man's Sky. I really can't see Destiny winning this category this year. I really can't. As much as I want to believe that they deserve it, I honestly, after this year, I cannot see myself letting Destiny win this. I really can't. I'm literally just, after this year, I'm just like, no, I don't want to see this happen. As much as people think it's going to be hilarious to see Destiny 2 win, after every bad decision that's come out of Bungie this year, I'm just saying no. I can't let this game win this year after everything that's gone down.